Hi, I'm Dr. Aida Martin. I will talk about the thyroid gland, human anatomy, and physiology. You will not only learn about the thyroid gland physiology, but you will be able to recognize the thyroid gland on anatomical models and under the microscope. So you will learn about the anatomy, histology, and the physiology of the thyroid gland in this short video. Where is your thyroid gland located? Thyroid gland is located at anterior neck in front of the windpipe trachea and inferior to the voice box larynx. If you put your right hand on your front of your neck without pressing, that is important. Do not press, it can be dangerous. Just put your right hand in front of your neck and try to swallow. Think about you drinking a water. When you swallow, you will see a lump is going up and down. That is your thyroid gland. What are the parts of the thyroid gland? Thyroid gland is a butterfly-shaped endocrine gland. That means produce hormones and release the production of their hormones directly to the bloodstream. And has two lobes, right lobe and left lobe, and between them there is a bridge of thyroid tissue we will call isthmus. And notice right and left lobe is about the size of a plum cut in half. These lobes further divided to tiny lobes, which we'll call lobules. Then they will divide to follicles, which is a histological feature we will see under the microscope. Function of the thyroid gland. Thyroid gland produces three hormones: T3, triiodothyronin, T4, thyroxine, and calcitonin. Notice T3 and T4 produced from the follicular cells of the thyroid gland under the effect of anterior pituitary hormone called thyroid stimulating hormone or TSH. TSH has the controlled by the hypothalamus and a hormone released from the hypothalamus called thyroid releasing hormone. So hypothalamus control anterior pituitary control the thyroid gland's follicular cells to produce the thyroid gland can produce T3 and T4. Notice calcitonin is not under the control of the anterior pituitary gland. However, calcitonin is a hormone that produced from the parafollicular cell, commonly known the clear cell or C cells of the thyroid gland, and under the effect of high blood calcium level. If there is a high blood calcium level, then parafollicular cell start producing calcitonin. T3 and T4 are primarily responsible for regulation of metabolism. The thyroid hormones act on nearly every cell in the body. They act to increase the basal metabolic rate, protein synthesis, and heat generation. That means if you have more than enough T3 and T4, the patient will feel hot. If you have less than required T3 and T4, patient will feel what? Cold. So you can understand the pathology if you know this fact. The majority of thyroid hormone in the blood is thyroxine or T4. It's basically 14 times more than T3. And thyroxine has a longer lifetime than T3. That means it can stay in the blood stream as longer than T3. However, T4 converted to active T3 within the cells. And plus T3 is more potent, 3 to 5 4 times more potent than T4. That means a small amount of the T3 has bigger effect than T4. Calcitonin, again we said, is released from the parafollicular cell of the thyroid gland and regulated by the levels of the blood calcium level. Calcitonin regulates the blood calcium and phosphate level. And whenever we have a high blood calcium and calcitonin secreted, to reduce the blood calcium level. How it will gonna do that? And because it will inhibit the osteoclast in the bone, right? And the osteoclast, we remember from the skeletal system, they inhibit, they resorb the blood, bone. That means they break down the bone and release the calcium and phosphate into the bloodstream. So when you inhibit this, your calcium level will not increase, will be but reduced. And also, the effect calcitonin has an effect on kidneys and reduce the uh, reabsorption of the calcium level. So that means you will excrete in your urine more calcium than normal. If it is continues longer, the high calcitonin level, the patient has a risk to having kidney stones. Histology of thyroid gland. You need to recognize the follicle structure, which follicles you will see surrounded by the follicular cells, purplish cells. It's labeled on the right. And between the follicles, you will see the pinkish cells we will call parafollicular cells. Notice there's two types of cells you need to recognize, follicular cells and parafollicular cells. Follicular cells produce T3, T4, parafollicular cells produce calcitonin. Follicular cells shape is changing according to the activity of the follicle, and if it's more active, it's more slightly columnar, and if it is less active or not working, it's either simple squamous or simple cuboidal. And thyroglobulin stored in the inside the follicle, which we will call colloid. Can you recognize this tissue sample? Which organ is taken from? I can hear the thyroid gland answer. Very good, because of the follicular structure, right? The follicles are surrounded with the follicular cells and labeled with the number 2 in this picture. And between the follicle, we have another type of cell and labeled with number 1, we will call parafollicular cells. And inside the follicle, there is a material, thyroglobulin storage, we will call this colloid. I would like to remind you, if you like this video and want to watch more, please click the like and subscribe buttons below. Have a good day.